Would you care to tell me what's going on?
It's nothing, Mrs. Wheeler, really.
I know you too well, Vivian. Now, are you going to tell me what this is all about, or do I have to drag it out of you?
It's the music. I just can't stand it.
Oh, I heard you listen to it all the time in Bay City.
In Bay City, I listen to rock and roll.
Wasn't that rock and roll?
That's country and western, and I don't like it.
Well, I don't care for any of it, but I don't jump halfway across the room when I hear it.
Did I do that?
You most certainly did. Now, you're going to give me an explanation or not?
All right, I will tell you, but you've got to promise not to yell at me.
I never yell at you, Vivian. Now, I may raise my voice, but I never yell.
I know you're going to be angry at me because you told me not to do it in the first place.
Do what?
Go to that horrible place.
What horrible place?
The chicken co-op with that Billy Joe Wright.
Now, he promised Alex he'd look out for you.
He was fine. It was that Mr. Bernie Stokes.
What happened?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think that he was making overtures.
Did he make a pass at you?
I think so.
Vivian, either he did or he didn't.
Well, he was talking to me about adult TV.
Adult TV? I don't understand.
Well, neither did I at first, but then I figured it out. And...
And what?
I really don't want to talk about this, Mrs. Wheeler.
Vivi, I want to know what upset you so.
It's just that it was a really disgusting place. It was not a nightclub. And then there were all these just awful-looking men in there. They were all sitting around and they were drinking. And then they had these tawdry-looking women and they were all sleazy and honky-tonk. And it was dim.
Oh, it sounds dreadful.
Well, you ought to see it.
No, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, Vivi. I never should have allowed you to go.
Mr. Wheeler said it was okay.
Well, we'll just have to be more careful next time. Goodness. What would people say if they saw you going into such a place?
Do you think I could get a bad rep?
Well, it's my reputation I'm thinking of. If people thought I allowed my help to frequent saloons... Now, what did that Mr. Stokes say to you?
You don't want to know.
Yes,
no,
I
ma'am,
do.
You don't want to know. It just doesn't matter. Let's just drop the subject.
Of course it matters, Vivian. I'll get that. You just try to calm yourself. Hello? Oh, hello, Stryker. No, you're not bothering me. When did he call you? He can't do that, Stryker. Well, surely you told him that... I see. Yes, thank you very much. I did want to know. Thank you. Bye-bye. Dennis has asked Stryker to arrange for him to see Elliot.
Chris Shaw. Why does that name sound familiar? Wait a minute, isn't he the guy that showed up at the wedding reception?
Yeah, that's right.
You said he was a friend of yours.
He is.
Oh, what kind of friend?
What do you mean, what kind of friend?
Well, I mean, how do you know him? You've never mentioned him before.
He's a business friend.
From show business?
Mm-hmm. Producer.
What's he doing here in Houston?
I think he's trying to raise money for a new film or something. Dennis, we were talking about something when Billy...
We were talking about my father, but I just assumed we didn't finish that conversation.
Is that bad that Dennis wants to see Mr. Carrington?
How can you even ask such a question?
Well, he's Dennis's father.
Well, first of all,
He what?
That's not important. What is important is that the man is a criminal. He tried to assassinate my husband.
Maybe he has a reason.
Vivian!
Well, all I know is that you used to think he was a wonderful human being. Dennis, too.
Yes, and unfortunately, Dennis still does.
Do you remember Dennis's graduation when he sent him that beautiful letter? That was from that place that he was captured.
Cambodia, I remember.
You cried when you read it, and it was right after that you thought he was dead.
But he
We're really sad about
He wasn't dead, Vivian. That's the point.
Well, you can't fault him for that.
Look, I'm not blaming anyone for
It
anything.
certainly sounds like it. And after all, it's man. No wonder he's half crazy, having been cooped up in a prison camp all this
I
time.
think we have carried this little discussion far enough. If you don't mind, I have things I have to do.
What things?
Never mind what things, just things.
Oh, Mrs. Wheeler, I remember that look. You're about to do something you shouldn't.
Don't you worry yourself about what I am about to do. Look, if Mr. Wheeler should ask where I am, just, well, say that I went out for a walk.
You don't go for walks.
Well, then come up with some other excuse. Goodness knows you've had enough practice. I won't be long, Vivian.
Oh, Mrs. Wheeler, I thought you changed.